Why would you not? Why?
You're
Hello,
never
everyone,
ready, see.
and welcome
No.
back to another Shattered Earth campaign episode. I bet you're wondering what's going on. Why is it Shattered Earth? You said that the schedules wouldn't line up. Well, I lied. Actually, what I did, just for you viewers out there, I quit my job just for you, so you're welcome.
Full-time streamer now.
Yeah.
We'll see. Anyway, so tonight we currently only have Kenny, Veda, and Gadget. However, Gar Moog, the one and only, is planning on joining us soon. However, that being said, let's run through our intro, shall we? So, first things first. This is the Shattered Earth campaign. We're streaming to you live on the Worst D&D channel, which is our channel name on Twitch, our channel name on YouTube. It's also our Facebook page. Pretty much anywhere that you want to go, the Worst D&D channel is where you'll find us. Anyway, continuing on. So, we are playing a homebrew campaign designed by me. I have created a post-apocalyptic world in Texas. The year is 2217. The world's been destroyed for like 150 years. Society's kind of starting to come back. The apocalypse that happened was a portal was opened up to another dimension. People started coming through the portal. Then monsters started coming through. Then dragons. And then people were like, "Oh no, dragons! Throw the bombs!" So they threw the bombs at them. And yeah, you guys blew up the world as per usual. Anyway, we are using a couple different resources: the D&D 5th edition resource, the Ultramodern 5 resource, which is a book written by Deus Ex Machina, a Canadian-based company who has a Kickstarter that I think you can pre-order the books. You might actually be able to buy them now. I haven't checked in on it lately, but I have looked at the books and they are quite cool. You should look at them because they are kind of post-apocalyptic as well. Anyway, other than that, we had a game a while ago, and we're going to get Kenny tell you what happened in that game, and then we'll just hop right into it. Also, welcome, Gar.
Yay.
So,
Hi, y'all.
I'm going to start out with being completely honest. I don't actually remember what happened last time, and I'm going off of very few notes right now because I don't want to read.
My notes are impeccable.
I spent the last like 4 hours reading. So, the game started out with us
Be good at it then.
I just didn't want to do it more. So the game started out with us meeting the wizard. He didn't seem to know that he was robbed very recently, or seem to remember that we broke into his house either. So that doesn't matter anymore. After a long discussion and meeting a very annoying goblin, a bunch of stuff happened. Veda turned into a squirrel. The squirrel got thrown. We got a mission, and we left with said annoying goblin. On the way to our final destination, which is Foolshope.
You got it first try.
Yes, it is. See our friends, I'm sure they're fine.
We found an interesting man walking to work. He doesn't seem to know we're in an apocalypse, and he thinks we're security employees at his job. So as we were just letting him live his life and leaving, I noticed some creatures charging at him. So we stopped, we fought the creatures, we killed all of the creatures with just a minor incident that doesn't really matter, and we moved on. And then
Kenny almost breaking the car.
Like I said, it doesn't matter, the truck's fine. So then we move on, and we get to Foolshope, and it's overrun by Veda's friends. The mutant creatures that she led them there.
Hey.
If you don't recall the name, they were called the Children of the End.
The Children of the End, Veda's friends. And that is where we
Nope.
currently
Yes,
are.
Yeah, it was a short game last week, so that's probably why we don't have as many notes. But hello again. My dog is barking. My apologies. So you guys were pulling up to the town, and you saw one of these red mutant-like creatures running by in front of you, and then you saw smoke coming from Foolshope. And that's where we're gonna start.
Wait,
What do you guys do now that you see all these mutants
Kenny
taking
hasn't.
over?
Kenny hasn't seen these mutants, has he? Wasn't that Robert? Not Robert.
Was
Robin?
it?
Maybe.
One of the two?
I think it was
I think
Robert.
it was.
Robert was alive for 2 days. It wasn't Robert, but I think that was Robin.
I don't remember what
Long may his
episode it
memory.
was, but
Ugh.
it's not my fault. You've been so many characters.
It is. You stole Kenny.
No, well, Veda is sticking like half out and just trying to Eldritch Blast the closest
I'm
one.
just gonna go with that was
Oh, you're
Robin.
just gonna
She's-
you just
she hits
automatically-
these guys absolutely
automatically
on site.
killing them. Okay.
On site.
What are you doing?
They're bad. Eldritch Blast.
But we said we're
created
not
a
just gonna
monster.
be.
Mummies.
We said we're not
Everyone's
just.
probably a mummy.
We said we're not just gonna
No,
start with violence
attention.
anymore.
They're not people.
They look just like
Blast.
mutated people, like me.
They're not like you.
Hey,
They're a
what do
lot
you
more-
more.
mutated people are bad?
They're a lot more like they're a lot more mutated than you guys are. Just to be
They're
clear.
freaking
I'm-
Schmeagles,
yeah,
and you want
I
to compare
know,
them
but-
to hobbits.
Why don't we even try talking? We talk. You don't want me to be violent, and you just go and blow them up.
They're different. You weren't there.
Hey, Bird Boy, if you want to go talk to those things, you go right ahead. Cat Lady, Eldritch Blast.
Why don't
Get
we
it
just
done.
use? Why don't we just use a goblin as a sacrifice to them, and
Okay,
maybe they'll leave?
roll your attack.
Hell yeah. What do I add to Eldritch Blast? My charisma?
Charisma and proficiency.
How much is proficiency? 3?
It should be on
yes.
your character sheet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
let me
3.
look. Let me look.
I think
I'm
it's 3.
Oh, let me make sure, because I didn't roll super high, because you know it's
it
me.
is 3. I've looked.
Okay, so 15.
That is a hit.
Hey,
What do you mean you didn't roll super high? You
I'm
rolled
going
above
to.
average.
I'm gonna
Okay,
aim down my
slightly.
scope, but I'm not
Slightly.
gonna shoot yet because violence isn't the answer,
where's my
Veda.
Eldritch Blast? It is the answer now. 1d10. Listen, you don't understand, fam. They bad.
Maybe they're just
We,
misunderstood.
10 points of damage. It's the will of the gods.
What you get when you use charisma.
I don't. Like sticks her head back in the car. Like, that was funny. That was.
I honestly
Eldritch
do not
Blast.
understand.
So you stick your hand out the window and cast Eldritch Blast at this creature who's kind of like running on all fours at the vehicle. And as you rolled full damage, right?
Yes, I did.
Um, just for fun's sake, then, as you do this, it literally, as soon as the ball of what color is your Eldritch Blast?
I would say it's green mixed with like the orange color of her fur.
Okay,
So,
so
like, kinda
as,
like a
as this
mixture.
greeny orange light kind of fades away, there is no longer a creature there.
Oh damn!
Did you just like
Next one.
teleport it?
Yeah, it's in heaven now.
It's a,
Eldritch Blast.
it's a teleportation blast.
Straight to heaven. I'm gonna like try to keep firing as much as I'm able to, because Veda's like pissed off, half out the car, trying to kill these guys.
Kenny is just shaking his head, but he's aimed, waiting for them to like charge at us or
Apparently
something.
they are.
Like, are they?
Everyone was charging.
Oh, I mean, not technically. They were just coming to the vehicle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I thought.
Coming
They
to the
may have
vehicle.
found a city like this,
Mhm.
guys.
Eldritch Blast.
Maybe they just want to talk.
I'm not talking to them.
I can see that.
I talked to them before, and it wasn't a good experience.
What happened?
And how many of them did you find at the time?
A lot. I went to their house
Why wasn't it a good experience, Veda?
because they almost killed my brother, Kenny.
He looks fine to me.
Because I saved him.
What'd you get?
Do I still get to roll? Like, how often can I
Yeah.
fire?
Every 6 seconds.
Hell yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Is
They start coming.
No, the second one's a 10.
that's a
I'm
miss.
going away.
You're driving away?
We need to help them if there's anyone in the
swarming at
town.
car.
They're not storming at the car. It's like she already destroyed one of them, and the other one's
No,
kind
that
of
one
like
doesn't hit
running at
either.
it. But
This
like
is
I said,
Yeah.
they're not. It by no means is a full-on ambush.
As
Is what
I'm-
I'm going with.
As I'm bickering with
Okay, that's an
Veda,
18.
I'll take a shot at how many are charging at us.
1.
None.
Oh,
18 for 10 more damage.
How are you rolling max damage but crappy
I've rolled
rolls?
5 times, I've only hit once.
Okay.
So
Well-
she's like trying and missing and trying and finally hits.
I was gonna say if she missed that guy, I was gonna shoot it, but I don't have to. So
She missed 4 times before she hit that guy.
So that one also hits.
yeah, at this point,
And you
Kenny
rolled
will
max
shoot
damage
any
again,
that
so it goes
run
down.
at us.
We gotta check the town to see if the mayor is still there, or that security person, or the vet.
Do you really think anyone is still
I just know
alive?
your hands.
No, they're
Just
probably
start
on
blasting?
monies. Yes.
We need to
We
check.
might be able to work our way in and talk and find out what's going on if you stop trying to
What?
kill everything.
They've taken all the people underground to suck the life out of them. And they're probably all on those weird drugs, too.
It will be easier to
What
get in
weird
and see
drugs?
what's happening if we get in diplomatically. We use our mouths, not our guns.
How many people were in that building when I saved my brother? And we left them all to die.
I have no idea. I wasn't
How many
there.
were in there, Veda?
They kidnapped people off the road. And now they've taken a whole town.
Just because they kidnap people then doesn't mean that they're going to kidnap people this time. We should find out what's going on.
What kind of sense does that make? Eldritch Blast.
You're just going to
16.
town.
Is there any way
That-
to
that
stop
also
a
hits.
person from casting Eldritch Blast?
That's just
Yeah,
3.
you could distract her and stop her.
What if I just like grab her arms and hold them so she
Yeah,
can't
that-
go?
that's fine.
Ah! It's like
Yeah, that would work.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to restrain her.
Your strength against my dexterity. Let's go.
Is it straight strength?
It would be athletics versus acrobatics type of thing.
That's a good way to start the day.
21.
27.
Damn. Why do you always roll so high and I roll so low?
Because he has fixed dice.
I have my metal dice to roll high for D&D and my resin dice to roll low for
That's why I
Cthulhu.
got metal dice in the first place. I rolled like 5 2s earlier in a row.
Is it a hollow metal
Alright,
die?
Veda's pissed. Wait, do you have both arms or one arm? Am I grappled or are you just holding one of my hands?
Well, I'm holding both your arms. You're still in the truck, aren't you?
Yeah, she was leaned halfway out.
Yeah, so
she
I
could
pulled you
blast.
back in. I'm holding your arms behind the seat.
Okay, so as you do this, this creature comes running up to the car. Are you still driving, Gadget, or are you actually like
Yeah.
chill?
Oh, I'm not. I'm moving, especially if things are coming towards us.
Let me
Okay.
go.
That's just
It comes up to the car, and how quickly are you going?
Well, if it looks like, how is it approaching the vehicle? Because that'll change how I'm moving.
It's on all fours, but it doesn't look aggressive. Like I said, it's kind of just been Veda has been wiping out the creatures one by one as these things are coming towards the vehicle, but it seems like there is a never-ending supply.
How fast is it moving?
Like 30 feet per 6 seconds.
Oh yeah. What do you want? And I'll kind of stay out of its reach a little bit as best I can with the vehicle.
Are you like shouting out the window?
Yeah.
I'm biting Kenny's hand.
You're biting it.
Gar's got his guns drawn because, if the cat lady can't shoot him, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah,
So-
I'm wearing armor, so you are just biting armor.
I got sharp teeth, man. Actually, I don't think I have a bite attack. I have a claw strike.
You do not have a bite attack. You have claws. Anyway,
Thanks.
I just feel like a little poke.
Hey, I bit the shit out of that one dude when he was holding me. I got through his armor.
the king would like to speak with you as he's running after the vehicle, out of breath.
Who is the? Stop and I'll stop.
And he like skids to a stop,
I'll stop
We're
the
not
car.
talking to him anymore.
and he like slowly starts walking towards
You
the
agreed
window.
with me that we need to be more diplomatic.
Not
That's
to
close
them.
enough.
Okay,
Who's
so
the
you don't want him at the window, is what you're saying.
Yes, I do not want him at the windows.
Okay, he's like, just one second.
Elwyn, can I Eldritch Blast out of my face?
No, Veda. You need to use this. You need to use these somatic components that I told you about. The king. Silence. He wants to speak with all newcomers.
I have a question for Veda. Because she couldn't do this because I'm restraining her. Did she say that out loud?
He said that out loud. Yeah, she's very frustrated. He's still gonna bite you too.
What happened to the
This
people
one.
that were in the city?
What people?
What was the city like when you found it?
There was an audible pause.
They're liars. They
It
turn
was
people
just, it
to
was
mummies.
just like this.
Say that again.
Insight.
It was just like this.
Wait, oh no. Well, I believe him. That insight is a 5.
I don't even need to roll an insight. I know.
The issue is I'm restraining you.
That is a 14.
Because if I
Let's
think
see if I
something's
beat him.
up and they actually hurt these people, I will 100% that Veda free. But
They
5.
are hurting people.
But Kenny believes them 100%.
Give me a
All right.
sec.
Where
I
did
gotta pull up
everyone
dice.
go? Yeah, I ask it. Where did everyone go?
I got higher than a 14.
What'd you get?
I got at least a 17. I just pull out my sheet for the rest of the numbers.
Okay. Yeah, he fibbing.
Oh,
I'm still
Guy gets
asking
out.
it. Where did everyone go? Because I believe him.
Oh, the Beast Riders, they came and cleared the place out.
Can I break Kenny's grip?
hey
At
Gar,
this
he's
point.
lying.
When I hear him say that, I let go of Veda.
Jump out the window, beating the shit out of this guy.
Oh no! He starts like galloping away.
2 punches. Hey, is he faster than me?
Oh, probably not. But you gotta catch him
If
first.
he tries, I'm gonna try shooting him in the leg to slow him down.
All right, you're try and catch him. Go
But-
for it.
It's our cat
Got to
lady,
roll?
so I'm sure she
I
won't
mean,
have
yeah,
an
you gotta
issue.
roll a grapple because you gotta like chase after him. But I guess you're punching him, so no, technically no.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna tackle him. I was just gonna immediately
Just
go for the punch.
Fly
Are you
by.
you're getting within 5 feet of him though, correct?
Huh?
You're getting within 5 feet of him, though, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Roll a Constitution save, please.
Oh.
Hey, you're not radiated anymore, right?
Constitution. I know I'm not. I don't have it, but I didn't roll that great.
Oh, no.
9.
You are poisoned until the end of his next turn,
Woo, which is gonna be soon.
which is disadvantage on all of your stuff.
Oh damn, that sucks. Let me get another dice out. I'm not rolling well.
Have a
You
sleeping
have- sorry,
Luna behind me.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So yeah, pretty much everything other than saving throws.
Got 2 extra dice out just in case. Okay, so I can attack him.
Yep.
Okay, that wasn't bad. So that's still a 21 to hit for the first, and then a 14 for the second.
21 hits and a 14 also hits.
Hey, d6 10.
Also, now that it's no longer just like fun stuff, they aren't just 10 hit points, just to be clear.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Eldritch Blast was cool though. 14 plus the d4. 18 for the first hit. Punch him right in the face.
Yeah. I'm aimed at the thing down my scope.
15 for the second hit. So just like across one cheek, across the next. Or I guess if I'm hitting him from the back of the head, it's just in the ears.
That'd be what's going on.
If he had ears.
Sorry, can you repeat the damage?
18 and 15.
33.
Okay, so when you do that, you like cave the back of the head in, and it's just like open there, and it starts leaking. He's dead.
That's gonna leave a mark.
In
I
it
feel
or
a
in
little
her?
woozy.
As that happens,
You want to
you
try
see
a
the
potion?
body start to like leak out fumes.
Oh, I'm back.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay, I can do dex. I'm pretty good at dex. Please, dice. Please.
The body
Okay,
starts
that's not bad.
vibrating.
Saving throws, dex, 30, 20.
30, 20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you jump back, you manage to get away from a lot of it, but some of the like fumes and blood land on you, and you take half of this, but you still take some.
Ooh.
So you take 5 points of acid damage and 5 points of poison damage.
That's halved or
That's already halved.
Okay,
it was
so 10.
it was
Ooh.
11 and 10.
Do you need a potion, Veda?
Maybe. I'm kind of hurt from those other creatures, but we kind of got to kill them all anyway.
Wait, how hurt are you? Oh wait, I'm hurt.
Yeah, we're both hurt. I'm at 22. You're at 20.
What do I have for?
We didn't get a chance to rest in between, right? We went straight from.
We could have done a short
We
rest,
went
couldn't have
straight.
we?
How long was it?
Technically, you could have got a short rest in, yes.
I'm gonna say I would have at 20 HP.
Same. How much do we get from a short rest again?
As many hit die as you can use.
Let me see. I actually haven't done this. Where do I see how many hit die I have? Oh, total 6, right?
7 technically. One
Oh.
will be a D8 though, not a D10.
I'll use the D8 first then. That's
As you took
fine.
that lovely warlock level.
I sure did.
Wait, you took a warlock level?
I
think
just
she has
Eldritch
Eldritch Blast.
blasted.
Yeah, she just used Eldritch
Right.
Blast. You don't think she's a
Yeah,
warlock?
shut up. I don't think my character sheet has accounted for that. But I can fix it. I don't think it's too important.
It's not that important.
And I'll do one more. So I'll use 2 and then 1. You don't add anything to it, right? It's just what you roll.
No,
You
yeah,
add
it's just what you roll.
Constitution. I thought you had Constitution to hit die.
When you're rolling your hit die to like up your health, yes, but not on the actual regeneration.
Okay.
Okay, so I have. How many hit die do I have left?
Oh.
4 left. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Cool. That's a little better. Ow, that hurt.
Yeah,
So they explode.
So yeah, you regain hit points equal to the total of what it is.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I was wrong. It does have the Constitution modifier. You are correct.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
so I get a little more.
I used it anyway, so I'll just put myself up to full health.
Okay. So as Veda hops and like you're kind of like hopped back, roll a perception check.
Why?
Just
Is
Veda
that
roll
natural one?
perception.
It's a 3. It's a 3, so 9 total. God.
Okay. It's pretty easy to
Am I Will
spot.
Wheaton?
It's pretty easy to spot. Yes, you are in this group, 100%. And then Kenny's our Taliesin.
Why? Not fair. Okay, what do I spot?
Ow.
I'm just gonna pop you down on the map so you can kind of see what you're looking at.
Should I actually load map?
Yes, you should.
Okay. I'll wait for it to change. Oh.
Oh no, it's Attack on Titan. Oh, those gorillas and sea monsters.
No, they're mutants and mutants and mutants.
No, that's the gorilla Titan over there. That's a whole lot of
Okay, I
mutants.
think everything's working. We should be good.
So then I guess we're driving away once she gets in the car?
They are currently running at you.
There's not that many.
Fine. I jump back in the car.
Get in the car, Veda. We're leaving.
Damn it.
I am going to take a shot.
Yeah, I'll try to keep
At
shooting
which
as we
one?
drive away.
This one.
Same.
Okay. Go for it.
Does a 20 hit?
17.
Yes. Both those hit.
Ooh.
2?
2
No, I
damage.
said-
Well, Veda said 2.
Oh yeah,
You
20,
said ooh.
26.
Okay.
I rolled max damage on my first one, then 2d6 extra because me.
Okay. So you guys both fire off one Eldritch Blast, one sniper shot at this guy running towards you, and you hop back in the truck and immediately like do a donut and get out of there.
We gotta do
Yep,
something.
that's the plan.
We can't leave everyone. I mean, they keep them alive for a while. They like suck the juice out of them or something.
How can we get in there, Veda?
Well, we can run
If
them
we're gonna
over,
go
right?
in there, we need to not go in there just like guns blazing like that.
But we should.
Who the
We
heck is
need
this?
to talk our way in and figure out how to get out once we can save the people.
Who the heck is this silence guy? This boss they're talking about?
Silence and dust. It's a thing. It's got a person in the stomach growing out of it.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah. It's not even like their boss. It's like their overlord or something.
So, if everyone in the town died, can I read the letter?
No, we gave our word. I spat on it. It was
Fine.
gross.
You know the rules, bird boy.
I'll throw you out of this truck, squirt.
Veda, not to rub salt in any wounds or anything. Didn't you tell them to come by this place?
No. I told them about the submarine.
You told them about the bunker, but you said it
The
was
bunker, yeah.
near this place.
But that doesn't mean to go here and kill people.
Well, I mean, do each their own.
Wait, Veda, did you tell them to come here and kill people?
No.
You weren't doing the...
The conversation. I didn't tell them to come here. I'd made a deal for my brother.
But
And I told him where my bunker used to be.
if you
So they
told
could
them...
get stuff.
If you told them it's near here, they need to come here to get to the place near here.
Yeah, but they could come to any town at any time and overrun it. It's not like they needed my help to figure out where Foolshope is.
But you told them to come.
I told them where my bunker was, that's it.
Well, whatever you did, or whoever found out about this place, they sent a whole freaking army. It's crazy.
We gotta
Yeah, I
tell
know.
somebody.
Yeah, and there's a ton of them.
What about... I mean, I know we don't like them and they're terrible. But what about the angel guys? They could clear out the town.
I ain't talking to them.
Yeah, but how many of the people that were mutated too?
Sorry,
Well,
you
he's-
cut out there, Kodu.
How many people in the town were mutated too?
I don't know, but it's better than them dying slowly, being turned into mummies, right? At least they have a chance this way.
Oh, hold up. Because you realize that, you know, they don't just target mutants, they also target all of, you know, you and Gadget and Gar. It's not just mutants that they target, it's
Okay.
anybody from Chorus.
But if they start fighting, we could start saving people.
Yeah.
You
we can
think
go
you're
in
going
the
to
back way.
sneak into the middle of a war zone without being noticed?
Yeah?
So yeah,
Alright, I'm down if you
I
are.
know I don't hear what's in Veda's head, but Kenny would be aware that the Crimson Angels, that is them, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, they hate everyone in our group right now. Because they're either from a
Yeah.
different world or mutated. So they won't like any of us. Kenny is aware of
No,
this
but we could
without
call them on the
voice.
radio. We know the radio channel.
I think Elaine has the radio of Rubens.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
I thought we knew their channel because we called them over the carnival radio.
Boone did. Boone went on
It's
the radio
possible.
and talked to them. No, that was with Ruben's radio, though.
No, we went on like the main broadcasting radio that what's
Yeah,
her name was using.
I
The
don't remember.
elf from the submarine.
Kenny wasn't there.
Where she was like connecting to it.
Emily?
Emily. I knew it started with an E. I remember the letters.
Girl from the submarine.
Girl
Real
from the
nice.
submarine.
I'll let her know.
Well, you know, she's probably been assassinated by now, so
Oh yeah, she's long dead.
no, don't say that. I like Emily.
You brought
just-
it up.
You're the one who said it.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, she's
I'm bad with
dead.
names.
Yeah, she's dead. No, don't say that.
Well, when I say it, it doesn't mean anything. I have no power here.
And don't you forget it.
We don't know anybody else that has firepower.
I mean, you have firepower now.
I
You
think
got
we need to
vaporized.
talk our way in.
Cool, right? No.
I know you don't like them, but that's our best chance at getting in to
What are you gonna
save the
tell them?
people in there.
Pretty please leave the town that you just kidnapped and ransacked and took up residence in. What do you think
We'll
they're gonna
let
want in
Gadget
exchange?
talk.
And what are they gonna want in exchange? They're just gonna take us and put us underground and make us forget everything and suck the life out of us.
Well, you know, let
Why
that
do you
happen.
think that they're gonna push you underground and suck the life out of everybody?
Because they took my brother from underground and he was skeletally.
I've
And the
never
guy that
heard
had
him
escorted
mention
him
any
was a
of.
mummy.
I've never heard him mention
Because
any
they
of
gave
this.
him something. They made him forget about it.
Can I just say, Veda sounds like a very big conspiracy theorist right now because nobody in the group was there.
Call Elaine over your long distance radio. She was there with me. This thing is real, and they take people, and they drink them or something.
They take
They're
them underground,
vampires.
they drink their blood, and when you leave, they make them forget about it.
Yes.
Are you sure you didn't get on something? They didn't do something to you?
I didn't take anything. I was going to, because I didn't want Quinn to take it. But I didn't.
Maybe they just got into your head, Veda.
All right, just 1 second. How important is this ring that you need for Elaine?
Very important.
Because I don't know
It's her life
really
on
much
the line.
about that. It's her life on the line. All right. So, and I really want my 20 tokens from Wackius because, that's what I'm here for.
So, if you
No,
want
you're
the
here for friendship
tokens,
and adventure.
couldn't you just say that we delivered it, and you get your tokens, we get our ring?
No, you wanted to be a good person now. It's just killing people where you draw the line on goodness.
Well, I wanted to go in there and talk, but apparently that's too much for you.
These aren't people. That doesn't count.
They're mutated people. They're just a little
They're-
more mutated than I am.
A little more, really.
In some cases, a lot more, but still,
In all those cases, a lot more.
I'm essentially an early stage in what they are. We're not all that different.
I'm just saying these particular ones, I think we should kill them all. Because they're bad. And they kill entire towns full of people and suck the life out of them.
And don't forget, they lie about it. That little red freak, what did he say? It's like, oh, we didn't do anything. We're good. Somebody else did it. And then we get here and a whole freaking army comes out and tries to kill us. Come on, bird boy, get with it.
If we bring in the angels, they all die and a large portion of the town dies. If we fight
wait.
them, we all die. If we can go in and try to figure out what's going on, at least we have something to work with.
We can see what's going on. We don't need
Okay,
to go
what's
and
going
ask them
on
about
behind
it.
those walls, Veda?
They're sucking the life out of anyone who's left, and they're taking up residence so they can go on bigger raiding parties and get more people.
Yeah, forgive
I
me, but
got
I
an
don't
idea.
believe that for a second.
I got an idea. We'll send Cat Lady in. I'm sure she's got all these powers now. She can turn herself invisible. She can go in. She can look around, tell us what's going on, because she's a wizard. Obviously, anybody who
Ellen.
shoots stuff out of their paw can do that kind of stuff.
Oh, and we can do that, right?
Right, Cat Lady? Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I can.
Veda,
We
I
need a
can
little
go
bit
in
more
with
training before
you,
we go that in depth.
and if worst comes to worst, I might be able to fly us out.
Wait.
Maybe
Nobody-
not in one go, but I can get us to the roof, and over a few jumps, I can get us out of the town.
No.
Wicked.
No,
They're
you-
poisonous. That guy hit me with nastiness before I could even touch him.
But if
Yeah,
we're
we
going
gotta
in
do this.
friend, did they poison you last time? Maybe that's just self-defense.
What are you trying to say, Gar?
just trying to say we got to be stealthy because we can't just waltz in there. We got to stick together too. We gotta stay as a group.
Okay, if we're going in, we gotta split up. If we're staying together, we gotta sneak in. Or we do both. Some sneak in, some walk in.
I just think we gotta pit two evils against each other to get the most good.
I'm
Can I
sorry. I'm
say
with
something?
Kenny on this one. Notice I used his name. Hey, I remembered your name, Bird Boy. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm
If
with
it comes
Kenny on this
down
one.
to it, we can do that. But we need to know what's going on in the town first, Veda.
And who's gonna talk to the Crimson Angels? It ain't gonna be any of us, because we ain't gonna make it out of that little talk.
That's
Well,
what I'm saying. We can
chit-chat.
the radio. They won't even know.
Out of our group, I would have to be the one that talks. They might not kill me.
What, you're gonna hide your wings under a cloak?
Okay,
You have a giant ass cloak out your back?
I've dealt with
Veda,
them
He
before.
didn't actually do anything to you.
They
And all they've said is they want you to talk to the king.
The Crimson Angels hate people from the other world. They just very much dislike people like me.
Yeah, but you remember what happened to the other people? What if they... Well, he just wants more stuff?
I mean, he might want to thank you for sending him on this journey. If you think
Rather-
about where they were before, it was a small building. Well, I mean, it was a large building, let's be honest. But now they have an entire town of their own? Who knows? They might
terrible.
actually want to reward you.
I don't want it. It's
Do
not...
you really not want it?
No.
I feel like you're lying to me.
I'd rather get rid of them.
Okay, well, I will give you this. There... a little bit of information for you, give and take, of course. There's over 300 of them.
That's a lot.
I counted last time I was going through your memory files, but,
What's a lot?
There's 300 mutant things in there.
300?
See, it doesn't mean we can't go in and talk, though.
Wait a second. How do you know there's 300?
She has
I'm
a
really
voice
good
in her
at
head.
counting.
How does the voice know there's 300?
He
The
can
voice
listen to my
weird.
brain.
The voice is
what?
in her head.
Yeah,
What?
it's weird. She actually isn't crazy, I think.
My God.
Like, for weeks, I could have sworn that she was just losing her marbles ending up here, but I actually think there might be a voice. Like, not one she's making
There
up.
is.
I just want to know how she knows there's 300. She's
he
here.
counts for me.
But you're here, and the voice is in your head. Can he go in and
Well-
scout the place out for us? What is going on?
They-
No.
She says she's seen these people before. If they've seen them before and the king is here, odds are all of them, or most of them, would be here with the king.
There's a lot of them in the old place, so he counted back then. So we need an actual army to fight an army.
But- One very valuable thing is intelligence. We can go in there and
That's
learn
not-
what's going on.
You don't have any of
And
that. Don't lie to
help.
me.
Hey,
We don't
I got some
necessarily
smarts,
need an
Veda.
army.
You can't even read.
That lady, I don't think he's talking about the same kind of intelligence that you're thinking.
Oh.
He's
I-
talking about like
I
Like-
very lightly smack Veda after the can't even read comment, by the way. Like, it doesn't hurt, it's just like a screw you.
These days.
I
these
have
days.
I mean,
a suggestion.
What?
If you give me some access here, I can send one of these people in on a scouting mission.
Wait, you mean like turn them invisible and then they go?
More like turn them into an animal and let them go?
Do you think they eat animals?
Oh, probably.
Would they be able to tell us if they were in trouble?
No. But I mean, if we make them into like a flying creature, a bat, an owl, something, they would have an hour to scout around the town, and then they could come back and tell us their findings.
Yes, guard, do you want to know? I promise to protect you. Kenny, do you want to be
Kenny
an
has
actual bird?
Annie has experience with flying.
Elwyn can turn you into a bird if you really want to look at the destruction so bad to justify.
Well,
we
maybe it's
should
not
do.
as bad as you think.
It was on fire. It's literally on fire.
Everything is on fire out
Swarming
here.
with mutants. Oh my.
Okay,
You
turn
know-
me into an actual bird. I've always wondered what it's like to, not fall to the ground after 6 seconds.
Well, Alan's gonna do it. I can't do it. So, guess sure. So everyone wants to do that. Does everyone want to do that?
Fine.
Might as well.
Just-
If we can get some intelligence from the inside, that'd be great. Not the same type of intelligence, cat lady.
I'm saying you turn his brain even smaller, but fine.
Yes, that
Um,
might be an issue, but I'm sure it'll be okay.
Okay.
Okay, and Veda head goes down, head comes back up and like sits up straighter, a lot more confidence to her. Oh, hello, you're new.
we got a new one,
So,
but you already do that.
oh yes, it's fine.
I person in Veda's head.
Oh, Penny.
Elwyn. Please use his name. It's proper.
Although,
Anyway,
Elwyn. So, Elwyn
so
told me his name.
what are we doing here? Are we doing a bird, a bat, eagle, owl,
Ooh,
chickadee?
Do an owl.
Isn't it daytime?
It is not fully daytime, but yes, it is something like dusk.
Can you do a falcon? Can you do a falcon? Do a falcon. They're
Okay.
fast.
Okay.
Do a falcon.
Owls are quiet.
And
This is wicked weird looking at you.
okay,
You don't
both
look
of
the
you.
same. You look the same, but you don't quite look the same.
Veda's eyes are also like glowing green at this point as well.
Yeah, that's weird.
All right.
I'll be right back.
You guys need to decide if he's going to be a falcon or if he's going to be an owl. Because I'm not making this decision for you. As much as I could. Without any argument.
I think Kenny left.
So
Well, it's a decision between Gar and Gadget. Because
What do
Kenny
you-
has no idea.
Gadget, what do you think?
That would be a 21 nature to figure out which one would probably be the best bet given the situation.
It would be an owl.
Owl.
Owls are more stealthy. Falcons, they do a lot of, like swooping and diving, whereas owls, they can actually fly silently.
That's what Cody was thinking, but I wanted to make sure characters. So
With their
an
downy
owl would be the best
undercoat.
choice.
I wasn't thinking for silence. I was thinking for speed to get the crap out of there if he had to.
Well, I guess it's decided. And he pulls a cocoon out of his pocket. I believe that's the component. Yeah, out of Veda's shirt pocket, vest pocket. Like she's never had it in there before, but he just pulls a cocoon out of it, kind of crushes it up in his hands, throws it in Kenny's face, and Kenny is now we're doing a snowy owl.
Ooh.
Oh.
Perfect. That's real stealthy. A bright white thing in the middle of a fire. Real good.
You know it's not on fire, right? Like it wasn't black smoke, it was gray smoke.
It's fine. These things probably can't see very well anyway. Look at them. Freaks. One eye in the middle of his head. Disgusting.
Owl bears. All right. He has a +3 to stealth, dark vision of 120 feet, perception of +3, has advantage on perception checks that rely on hearing or sight. Welcome back, Kenny. We're just going through your character now.
Okay, yeah. I've been
So-
a bad dog owner, missed the time they had to go out, and had to clean up 2 accidents, one from each.
That sounds about right. Okay, so you are now an owl. You have a +3 to perception and +3 to stealth. You have advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing and sight.
Okay.
So you can start going into the town if you'd like.
I fly into town. I go to the group. woohoo, and fly into town.
Woohoo! It is. Okay, so you oh, and Veda, you're back, by the way.
Did it work? Where's Kenny?
Oh, Kenny's right there. And I point to the owl flying away.
Oh, he's so pretty. I hope he doesn't get eaten.
Yeah,
Kenny.
that Elwood guy, Elwood kind of gave him an upgrade.
Do I hear him say that?
Oh, he hears everything.
Anyway, so as you fly away, Kenny, you start heading towards town. I'm assuming you're flying above people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just
roll a
weaving
stealth,
in and out
please.
between people.
Roll a stealth.
You said +3?
Yes.
So 18.
All right. So as you're flying above, like, you kind of catch some glimpses, but nobody's really paying attention because you're a bird just flying overhead.
These creatures that we saw that were kind of coming out, did they have weapons at all, or just creatures?
Some of them had weapons. Most of them were just bare hands.
Okay.
So yeah, and the weapons were like very makeshift as well, like giant sticks that were clubs.
So nothing like
sticks.
nothing like a bow and arrow. They'd have to throw something at him to be
Throw.
in danger.
Yeah, they melee weapons is what you saw.
Okay, perfect.
Anyway, so Kenny, as you fly into town, you do see a pile of something in the middle of town. That is where the smoke was coming from, and it looks like a bunch of actually roll a perception check because you're still probably high up, hey?
It's probably books. That's what they'll be burning.
22.
Books. Yeah.
Oh,
Give me 1 second, actually.
let's talk to them. Let's be friends. I'm sure it's fine.
Hey, there's a solid
so-
chance he will agree with you after this fight.
As you fly over, you actually do see that it is a pile of books, as
What?
Gar
What?
had said, even though Gar cannot see what you are seeing. It is a pile of books in the center of town. Would you like to take a closer look or no?
I'll
was
fly
joking.
down a bit, but I don't want to get too close to any creatures. So,
Okay.
like, if there's none on roofs or anything, I might perch on a roof, but that'd be about
I'm
it.
remembering now that you can't read, so this gives you no help whatsoever.
Right? I fly close to get a description of the books.
Are there pictures?
There's no pictures that you can see. Actually, I will give you this. On one of said books, there is a cross on it.
Okay,
Ooh.
so then I keep flying and looking around.
As you are also kind of flying around, you see you haven't seen him before, so I can't just be like straight up telling you. But you see a very mutated man, completely red, bald head, kind of like missing a nose looking thing. And he has another person like sticking out of his stomach. And you hear him sit.
Veda
What?
did describe it earlier, though, so I might.
Yeah, so you kind of know, but like you haven't personally seen him before. And he's like, "You see, my children, this is the swill that they try and teach you. But we know the truth. We are the children of the end, and we will bring them." Wait, give me a second.
Pancakes?
We will make the world know. And they keep on kind of giving like a little sermon in front of these books. As you fly through town a little bit more, you come across like where the mayor's office was, which I believe you've been there before. And it's been very much retrofitted to fit the theme of these creatures. So it looks a lot more worn down. They've added like rusty sheet metal to the outside of it. As you look inside, there's like kind of a weird looking throne on the inside. And yeah, you keep on flying through town, and you see some of the people you remember. So like Dodd and Morena, they are doing manual labor. Let's go with that. They are being forced to like carry stuff around town. There's creatures kind of like running around them laughing as they are carrying items from like more of these books and different like literature and stuff like that. They're taking it from one place and over into the pile here. On top of that, it's like random articles of clothing and things like that, carrying it over. And you see a few different like regular looking people around town. But that being said, you don't see a whole lot of actual humans other than a couple of like these higher up people that you knew before.
So there's nothing about me that would be really distinguishable from a normal owl, correct?
No,
you have one black feather.
You have one black. your wings are black. No, you look like an owl.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to check.
Yeah.
Except for the unicorn horn. Don't forget the unicorn horn.
So do I see like bodies or anything, or just a few people manual labor?
You don't see any bodies other than some bodies of some mutated people. None that are like regular humans, but the regular humans that you do see are people doing like cleanup work. Like there's some that are loading these mutated bodies onto like a dolly and taking them through town. Others are cleaning up places, cleaning up after like animals and stuff like that, things like that.
Okay. So that's the gist of what I see around the town. I can go back, or is there anything else?
That is the gist of what you see around town, yes.
Okay. I fly back.
Oh, also, you probably couldn't count, but as you were going through these streets, you probably saw about, I would say, 20 to 30 of these mutated creatures on every street that you were flying by.
Okay. So I'm going to fly back, land on Gar's shoulder, poop, and then fly to Veda.
Oh, that's disgusting. Good boy.
Do I drop it now, or is he wanting to poop on you too?
Oh, I'm gonna swat at him.
I don't poop on Veda. I just perch.
Right.
Like I'm
So
gentle with
drop it.
Veda. I poop on Gar.
And he drops it, and you have a full-size Kenny on your shoulder
Just
now.
collapse. Hey, get off!
I crawl back into the back seat. The only thing burning in there is books. They have like a weird symbol on them.
A cross?
That.
A cross? So what, they don't like Jesus?
Oh, I've never
I
read
guess a lot of
the
people
book,
didn't.
but
That's how the cross happened.
the thing you described with like the creature with a thing growing out of it was talking something about like the world won't know them for who they are. I think that's what was said.
We're gonna keep taking places over.
But like, I didn't see any dead people. I saw some of the people who lived here like cleaning up and moving things, but they looked normal. But there was a lot of the creatures everywhere.
Wait, did you see the mayor?
Yes,
Yes.
that's who Morena was.
Perfect. Our
So we
subject
gotta
is
help
still
them.
alive.
She's alive. They're just making her do manual work. Like, I don't see
They're
why we
enslaving
can't.
people instead of killing them.
I don't see why we can't go in and talk.
Well, there's too many of them to go in guns blazing.
So we call for the other guys.
We're not getting the
And-
Crimson Angels involved.
And then all of our friends in here will get killed among these people.
That's not 100% possible.
It is.
And you're sure we can't be turned invisible, Cat Lady?
No. Okay, I'm working on it. It takes a while.
Okay, so
We'll
that
give
that
you
idea's
another
good.
level.
I need to kill all of them.
I'm pretty sure for give me 1 second here.
I'm aware. I don't know how many levels it is, but I'm aware there would most likely be more than one.
Oh
I'm
no,
only
actually,
level 1.
it might be actually sooner than you think, but she probably would only be able to do it to herself.
Okay.
But that would allow her to drop off a letter to Morena so that her job is done.
Why didn't I just
We can't-
take it with me as a bird?
You could have done that, yes.
Can you turn me
don't
back
think-
into a bird?
I don't think we can do that in the middle of the day. We'd
Maybe
have
not.
to do it
It's
at
kind
night.
of
Make me a
conspicuous, but
pigeon. A carrier pigeon.
We gotta do something. We gotta get rid of them.
Didn't look like it'd be too dangerous to go in there and talk and figure out what's going on.
We can see what's going on.
They're using people for labor. They're not putting them underground and sucking the life
So
out
if
of them.
I charged into another town and beat up people and was like, "You're gonna build me a town and I'm in charge now," that's fine.
I'm
that's
not saying
totally
it's
cool.
fine, but I'm saying we can't send people in here that will kill our friends just to get rid of these guys.
How long have you been on the surface there, Cat Lady?
A month?
He hasn't been up here very long.
Would've
It's about
been-
a month and a half to 2 months at this
Month?
point.
2 months?
Kenny was
almost?
gone for a month.
2 months?
Yeah, that.
So obviously you haven't figured out how things work up here yet. This stuff happens all the time, Cat Lady. All the time. You got to pick your battles. And you got to
Wait,
look
that-
out for yourself.
Had you never heard of the wars and things that happened on Chorus?
Chorus? No. We didn't really talk about chorus.
Back on Chorus, if people wanted land, they would take it. The same thing happened on Earth. The same thing happened everywhere. If people want something, they will take it. Whether that's by force or by bargaining, wars happen, and the winners get the splendor.
Can't let it be my fault, though.
I thought you said it wasn't your fault, Veda. Is that what's really going on here?
If I get
can
rid of
lie-
them,
You can lie to yourself all you want, but you know I know you quite well at this point. That's
just
why
yelled
I
at
kinda-
Bernadette for the same exact thing. I'm not like
Everybody-
her.
Everybody makes mistakes, Veda. Just ask your four-armed friend over there.
No, I'm not negotiating with them.
Was that out loud?
Hmm.
That last
Well-
part, yes.
How could negotiating hurt? Worst case scenario, we just leave.
Negotiating is the only way we're gonna get in there.
For what? What are you going to negotiate for? Their labor force?
If we can leave them the city and get some of the people out, we're still saving more lives than would be saved if we brought in the Crimson Angels.
What do you have? It
Not-
took. Do you know any other bunkers that they can just go and take now?
How about just not telling the Crimson Angels and letting them not all die?
Well, then all they'd have to do is kill us, and then who's gonna tell the Crimson Angels?
We leave people, we tell Elaine to tell them she's not here. They can't kill her.
If you're so gung-ho about getting the Crimson Angels involved, why not try to get your friends out? And then if you want to send the murder squad in, you can send the extermination squad in.
We need to
I
try to
should've
get our
been
friend.
that.
We need to try to get our friends out first, Veda. We can't just send in the angels who will kill everybody.
How do we sneak in?
We don't. We go and meet the leader. Veda,
Ladies,
there will
the
be no sneaking anybody out. There was dozens of people in every street. There is no getting people out of there without them knowing about us.
We have nothing to give them in return. Nothing.
Doesn't hurt to try.
Like, I'm not super
We-
good at bargaining and stuff, but you can't go with nothing and expect to get everything.
We didn't hear Elwyn talking about them maybe wanting to thank her, right?
No,
You do
No,
not hear anything Elwyn says.
It's just some noodle.
except when he is complaining about us bickering about the type of bird.
He was inside. He was taking over Veda at that.
Yeah, that's what I meant. We can hear him when he's Veda.
What about what? No, because the other battalion people, they won't mess with these guys, right? Isn't that what they said? The other mercenaries?
The Ted-
I don't think I was there. Was I?
They don't
Didn't-
mess with any big groups.
Didn't they say they don't know enough about the group to risk it right now?
What if we radio Misery? I mean, maybe Dash came back and he has all those mercenary friends.
Veda, we need to just go in
Then
there and
nothing.
figure out what they want.
You're not coming back out if you don't got something to let you out. We need something. So whether we make it up and pretend we got something, we got to think of something. We can't just go on half-cocked. We gotta have a plan.
As I've said before, I'm not going to let you die. So if you do need an escape route, I can provide.
So I've got a question. This isn't really my neck of the woods. It sounds like you've been here more often. Is there anywhere around here we might be able to get the components to build a bomb?
What components are
we-
needed for a bomb?
Nitroglycerin.
We need an accelerant. We need a detonator, which I can build. We would just need the chemicals.
What about gas?
Maybe
You'd
gas,
rather
fertilizers.
blow up the entire town than maybe possibly getting your friends out. Is that what I'm hearing now?
Oh, and a diversion on one wall, and we sneak through the other one. While they're all like, oh no, an
We-
explosion, we're under attack.
I still think we need to go in there and talk before we try to attack. There's too many of them, Veda.
Not talking to that
Oh,
thing.
I was not. I was referring to a bomb as an escape route. You wanted
Yeah.
something that would get us out.
I can fly and take someone with me as long as they're not too heavy.
Hey, I'm little. I mean, I'm tiny. I can go in with you. That's fine. But didn't you say something about flying and you can only fly for like 6 seconds? I don't
Ah.
feel that safe. You're not making me feel safe here, bird boy.
I can get 80 feet in 6 seconds. I can go from roof to roof. You'll be fine.
Okay, so
I
when
can
you
run
was,
that fast.
just 1 second. When you was a bird, did you see that we can fly in and talk to this guy and get out if we have to? You feel
did-
confident?
Did the roofs look clear?
For the most part.
Yes, I feel confident. Would I feel confident that I could?
They're not exactly easy to get up to. Like they look like actual homes.
Yeah, so
Unlike the ones in Misery.
I would feel like I'd be able to fly from roof to roof to get out if I had to.
All right. If you feel confident, Bird Boy, I'm with you. We can go in, we can talk to this guy, see what this guy wants, and then go from there. What do you think?
I say quietly to you, trying to make the other two not hear. Are you good at talking?
I think I'm pretty good at talking, but depends. If the guy tries to...
Let's do this!
Wait, I got 7 smoke screens. If you could hold them and drop them throughout the town, create more confusion, maybe that's enough for us to sneak in. Plus an explosion.
Let me ask you this.
I think that'd be
Let me
better
ask you
for
this,
after we're trying to get out. What are you asking?
If somebody came in to try to talk to you and they started dropping smoke bombs while they were coming in, how inclined to talk to them would you be?
Talking isn't in my plan.
We need to talk, Veda.
No, we
that
don't.
lady's made it
Maybe
perfectly
what they
clear.
want, we can provide. How do you
I
know?
don't want to give them anything.
She has no desire to talk to them. We understand that.
Why don't you just stay here and let us go?
That's why she's not going to be talking.
To be fair, Gar and Veda do have the same charisma bonus.
Yeah, right now Kenny's talking about going in with Gar because he's also small and can fly Gar out.
+1. Woo!
Y'all are the best out of all of us. What we've got to
Are
offer
you
today.
serious?
I'm
today?
0.
Yes.
You both are.
Ooh.
What are you, Gadget?
We lost all of our
-1.
talkers.
He's
Jesus
-1. I'm
Christ.
0. Both of you are +1. We're fine.
So we should just attack people.
We won't win this
Thanks.
fight. Just let us, Veda. You wait here. Gar and I will go in and talk.
We can circle around with the car and I'll just Eldritch Blast until they're all gone.
I just get out of the truck.
Cat lady, if you're Eldritch blasting people while we're inside talking, that's not going to make our conversation go any easier.
Well, don't go inside.
Wait. Just be patient. Just give
Do you
Bird
want
Boy
to get a ring to save Elaine or not?
Yeah, but
If you want to try to save Elaine, then you need to try the options we have, and the best option is at least to try to talk.
to save my brother, this happened. To save Elaine,
Did
what's gonna happen next?
did talking save your brother, or did going in guns blazing save your brother?
Just barely. We're showing them that we'll just keep giving and giving and giving for very little.
Your brother is very little?
In the grand scheme of things, this entire town. I'm saying I would kill all of them for my brother, yes, but this whole town has now suffered.
So would you rather your brother die for this town?
No, I'm selfish about it. But what next town is gonna go down because what are you gonna give them?
Well, the last town I heard about was Zion.
What if we can give them
Zion
something,
wasn't
get our people
our fault.
out, and then you can call the angels on them and wipe them all out? We save some of our friends, and they all die.
Wait a second. You guys know about Zion?
We saw the werewolves.
You guys saw the werewolves? But we only heard about the aftermath.
Things got bad there. Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, it's Kenny didn't really want to talk to them. It was strange.
I was the one who did want to talk to them, Veda.
No.
Yes,
you wanted to shoot them all.
No, not the werewolves. Veda, Kenny was trying to
you
talk
wanted to kill
them
the
out.
whole town. That's true.
Kenny wanted to save a few friends and let everyone else die because he thought they deserved to suffer. So he did want to talk. He just had bad motivations at that point.
Anyway, all I was trying to say is what I heard about Zion, it's a werewolf town now. So all the people, they're dead or they're gone somewhere. I don't know. Didn't hear where they went.
We gotta get them out.
Oh, you guys the ones that took them out. Oh my goodness, you guys are everywhere. Anyway, point is, did you give the town back to the people, or are the werewolves still part of that town?
I think they just abandoned it and went back to the wild. I don't think werewolves live in towns. I haven't been back, but we told them we wouldn't go back because there was a giant werewolf that was going to eat us all.
Okay, so my point is, we're gonna go in and we're gonna talk to this. What's his name again? Silence and Dust or whatever.
Silence and dust.
We're gonna find out. Maybe something happened here too. We don't know. We don't know. Maybe these people were doing something. I don't know. Anyway, but we're not gonna know until we talk to these people. And if Bird Boy can get us in and out, and we're safe, we'll come back. We'll talk to you, and then we can devise a plan
Okay,
based on knowledge.
I'm not saying in and out. I'm thinking we can walk in, and if things go to hell, I get us out. But yeah.
Okay, so we got to walk through all these guys. Oh my goodness! All right, this is going to be interesting.
Well, I mean,
Terrible idea.
ultimately, the goal, other than trying to get them out, is to get the letter to the mayor.
I'll hand guard the letter.
I had the letter.
I thought I did.
No, you gave it to me
Oh,
right
okay.
away, and I was trying to read it in the light, and you smacked me.
Oh, right.
All right. Anyway, we got the letter. It's fine. We can try and deliver it to Morena. It's all good, but I don't think they're just going to let us hand stuff out. But we can always ask. Point is, are you ready to walk in there, Kenny?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right.
Great.
So
Let's call one of these guys over.
Gar and Kenny hop out of the vehicle. Well, I think Kenny was already out of the vehicle.
Yeah, I was talking through the window at the end.
Yeah. And you guys wave down one of these creatures who's kind of nearby. And he starts down on all fours, galloping towards you kind of thing. And that's where we're going to go for break, everyone. So we are going to take a quick 10, 15, 20-minute break. And we'll be back as soon as possible here.
Woo!
3, 2. Z is
Murder.
very big, but we're live.
Welcome back, everyone. It's good to be back. We got our drinks, we got our food, we got our snacks. Hope you did too.
And
Well-
hopefully we fix our technical difficulties.
Never. So we are going to just hop right into it with Kenny and Gar waving down one of the guys to go inside. Hey, hi, you want to come inside? Speak with the king?
Yes.
All right. He won't like what you did there. But
We're not
Yeah.
bringing her in.
oh. So none of you. Okay. Wait, you're leaving people behind?
We're leaving the mean one.
Oh, the mean one. All right. Let's go.
All right.
Let's go.
So, as you walk with them, so do they describe themselves walking?
Kenny
With a
waddles
left.
behind.
And a right.
Oh, Bobby.
And a left.
Bobby.
And a right. And a left. And a right.
Do you want a cadence? I can sing you a cadence.
I trip
All
Gar.
Anyway, so you guys walk into town, and like as you're walking through this sea, they kind of just like all stop to stare at you, and like they all get these giant smiles across their faces. You see these jagged teeth, some with their mouths like on the side of their head, and there's like just a wide smile appears, and you start hearing like Mm.
I smile back and be like, okay.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
As you go and get closer, Kenny, to the spot where you saw the people, you start hearing the voice kind of booming out, and he's like, "And with this word we shall spread it through the land, and they will come to know who we represent and who we are." Oh. I don't know you. What are you doing in our town? What if they've come to, provide us more? You see the mouth on the stomach start speaking as this voice comes out. Dust, it is not the time for your jabber.
Some
What
of your
Are you doing?
some of your people outside said you wanted to talk with outsiders.
With newcomers? Have you come to learn?
Actually, we came to find out what's happening here. Maybe you could help us. You look like you're the boss guy. Are you the boss guy?
I am Silence, yes.
Well, Silence, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Gar. And this, my friend here, I call him Bird Boy, but his name is Kenny.
Interesting. I am the head of our brotherhood. They follow the way I teach. What are you wanting to do in our town?
Actually, we just came to speak with you. One of your brethren, these guys here, they were running to
One
the
of my
car.
children, go
Yes,
on.
sorry, one of your children. Yes. One of your children recognized one of our party members and was saying that you wanted to see them. You might remember Cat Lady. Veda.
A knowing smile comes across his face, and he kind of, the one that got away. Yes. What? Okay, and just to be clear, she was not recognized. They just wanted to talk to all newcomers.
Now we know, but we
But
didn't know.
now he knows that she's here.
Oh, wonderful.
Cool.
So what is she doing back here after she... Wait. Dust, do you remember Veda? Yeah. She was the one who brought us and gave us the location of all the technology. And she found our new land, our new home. Tell her she should come for a visit sometime. There is much we need to discuss.
You can't
As for
discuss
you-
it through us.
Does that make any sense, bird boy?
Well, actually, we're kind of like Cat Lady's messengers.
I don't need a mediator to communicate with the cat lady.
Veda was not interested in talking to you. The only way you can get a message to her is through us.
Then I'm not interested in getting a message to her.
So
If
be
she
it.
wants to speak with me, she can come speak with me face to face. I mean her no harm. There is no bad blood between us. She can come and see us anytime.
Well, I kind of guessed that from what Dust was saying there. Is like she's giving you a whole town. Obviously, no bad blood. However, just out of curiosity, these folks that you have working behind you over there, those people.
The builders, yes, go on.
Yes, the builders, yes. Those builders, are they like free to go, or what's the situation? Are they belong to you now?
They are the spoils of war.
The spoils of war. Well, excellent. I'm all for the spoils of war, you know.
To the victor go the spoils.
Yes.
You never participated in wartime before?
Oh, no. Silence. I am totally on board with what you're saying. I understand completely. Spoils of war and all. I get it. What I do have is we have a message for one of your spoils or one of your workers there. Is it possible that we can deliver that message, or do we have to, do we need to go through you, is what I'm saying?
The message would have to come to me, and I would decide whether it can go to our workers.
All right. Well, I'm just going to discuss with my partner here. Just one sec. All right. Is it okay? I don't want to, be rude or anything. It's okay if I do that.
Fine. Make it quick.
Just 1 second.
So I just take Kenny off to the side a little bit.
So hear me out, Kenny. You remember when you said we just got to deliver the letter, right? And Wakia said only you guys couldn't read the letter. What if we give it to Silence, let him read the letter? If he says it's okay, letter delivered. Everybody happy. Veda gets the ring. I get my 20 tokens. You're out of here. I'm out of here. We're all happy. Are you on board?
That would work, but we need to try to help some of the townspeople.
Yeah, but we can do that after because we know what's going on now.
We need to talk to him to see if he will let us, because either he lets us or we do something else.
Exactly, but we got to start somewhere. So if we're both on board about
I
giving
grow
the letter-
impatient.
Oh my goodness, this guy. Let me tell you. 1 sec. Mr. Silence, just 1 more second. I apologize for taking so much time. Just 1 more second. So what do you think, Kenny? Are you on board or what?
I'll give him the
definitely
leader to see if he approves, but before we go, we need to ask
Did you
if there's
say the
anything
leader
we can...
instead of letter?
I will give the leader... I was thinking give the leader the letter, but I don't know what I actually said. But before we go, we need to see if we can help the people.
All right, well, don't do anything stupid. We're only 2 people. Just keep it cool.
I turn back to Silence. I have a letter that we wish to give one of your builders. And I will walk up, as long as nobody stops me, and hand it to him.
As you walk up, a few of the people who are sitting in front of the sermon, if you want to call it that, stand up and in alarm. but Silence kind of, or actually Dust, kind of like the arm that's sticking out of the stomach just like holds a hand up, and they all sit down. And he extends, Silence extends his arm and grabs the letter from you, opens it.
I step back by guard just in case things go south. I can grab him and fly.
And opens it and reads it. And as he's reading it, you see his face kind of like shift into what is this? And then he's like, sorry, this is just not exactly what I was expecting of this.
We were actually told we weren't allowed to read the letter. The deal we were given was off, so would we be able to give that letter to your builder?
Oh, actually, they're on the way here now. And you did actually see Dodd and Morena carrying books back this way. And currently they have books like in their arms walking towards you. Morena, I have a letter to give you. And she kind of like cocks her head and is like a little confused. And she sees you, Kenny, and she's like, gives you a "what are you doing here" kind of look. And Dodd looks at you as well, and she's like, what? She's about to say something. He's like, no, you do not talk to the newcomers. That is my job. And she frowns and continues walking towards the book pile and throws the stuff on and walks away. And Morena comes up and grabs the letter and reads it. She's like, is this some kind of sick? And as she says that, Silence like backhands her across the face.
I look
I'm
very
sorry.
clearly confused by the way of that response.
I did not tell you that you could speak. Get back to work. And she is holding her face and just kind of like, you see a little tear come out of her eye, and she walks away. You've done your duty. Now you can be on your way.
I have one more thing I'd like to ask.
What?
Is there
is it?
anything we can give you that you would let us take a couple of your builders?
This communication shall be saved for your Veda cat lady, whatever her name is.
All right, well,
We are willing to make an offer for service to us.
Veda's service to you.
Correct.
So you have a job that you would like Veda to do?
No. The service that she has already provided us.
Oh, all right. I get it. Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Silence. We really appreciate it. Pleasure meeting you, Mr. Dust. We'll be on our way. And as I said, congratulations on the spoils and all. That's
It was
great.
good meeting you too.
And then I tug on Kenny and start walking out.
And they
You
kill
all
us.
have a wonderful day. Now, these two new human-like know our name. They know the wonder of our army, and they know the splendors of
And
our
we're
victory.
out of earshot.
Yeah.
Speed walking out of there.
As soon as I see them coming out, I'm gonna pull up so they can get in.
Well, they weren't
The
running.
The sweet Rezvani tank pulls up to the town. No, they were not running.
But I
And
get
as you guys are walking away, like these creatures just all start like waving and smiling at you.
I'm not paying attention to them. I am very much choosing to ignore as many of them as I can because they make me uncomfortable.
No, Gar
weird.
waves because it's rude. Yeah, Gar's being the nice one.
The diplomat.
The diplomat, that's the word I was looking
I'm
for.
the muscle.
So once we get in the car,
Veda.
yeah.
There
Wait,
will.
Kenny, wait.
Shut
Let's
up.
just get
Shut up,
let's get further away before we start talking.
Yeah, we're driving away from the
I'm
town.
assuming they would have been driving away as soon as we got in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I didn't think we needed to discuss it. Veda, they're willing to give us some of the villagers if you go in and talk.
Why?
I don't know. They wouldn't tell us. But do you want to save the people in here? Or do you just want to let everyone die?
Oh,
You
I
can
know why they
save the
want it.
people.
I know why they want you to go in there, cat lady.
Hmm?
They are thanking you for this whole town. So even though you didn't tell them to go here, they found this place and they want to thank you for it. Now, whether there was some other creepy stuff going on, they referred to you as the one that got away. So I don't know if it's like a trap as well for you, but I wouldn't completely trust. But yes, they did offer some of the builders they refer to, Morena. And who was the other one you saw there, Kenny? That was
Dodd.
trying to talk? Dodd, yeah. Morena and Dodd, they were now referred to as the builders. And they're not treated kindly, by the way. Reminiscent of
think
how
so.
I was treated as a purple goblin. I didn't like it, but we were trying to be diplomatic and all, so we kept our cool. This guy didn't even say anything stupid. It was a pleasure to be with him.
If you want, I can go back in with you, and if we need a quick escape route, I can do the same thing with you I was going to do with him. I just
No.
probably will have to keep my distance.
I can run just as fast as you fly. If I don't punch anybody, I can go a little further.
But you would have to get past the people. I would fly over them.
I can climb 30 feet.
But can you jump from
Can I
house to
double
house?
my climb speed? Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can use a dash.
But you'd be stuck on the roof. You can't really escape roof to roof without flying.
Okay, let's just think this through. How well do you know this town? What did you call this town? Foolshope?
Yeah.
Okay, how well do you guys know this town?
I mean, we were here for a little while.
All right,
We've come back.
is it completely walled off? Like, is there only one way in and one way out?
No, right?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
Damn, I
that's
thought
how
there
they
was a-
kept. That's how they kept their defenses. Is there was.
Well, they
it's
clearly
like-
didn't work well.
Yeah, that is true. But when you're stormed by over 300 people at once, defenses only go so far.
All right, the reason I'm asking is how many people are we trying to save from this town? Like, how many do you know? Everybody?
We
I
need
know
to save
the
as
vet.
we need to save as many as we can.
I
Okay.
know.
We can only fit so many of them in the car.
There's
I
that
can
crazy
sit on the
lady.
roof. I don't think they'll let out many, but if they let out some, that's lives we can save, Veda.
Are you talking about Farla as the crazy lady?
Mm-hmm. I don't think she ever really talked to Farla much.
There's
Is the
also a
thing.
doctor there.
Well, the vet, yeah.
All right, well,
Oscar?
whether it's 2 people or
That's
5
another
people or
Dr.
10 people, we got to figure out what we want to do, because I believe if you're trying to save everybody, we're going to need like an army. They're not going to give everybody back. If Veda wants to risk herself and go in and try and get a couple people, that gains us more intel as well.
It didn't
So,
sound like she would really be risking herself.
It does. I don't trust anything. That creepy dust guy is something
I should have
else.
rolled
That-
insight.
But
I
he
don't-
did.
I don't think you needed to. That was creepy, man. Creepy.
Told you he was creepy.
Well,
You are our
you
only
under-
chance at being able to save people, Veda.
You undersold it, Veda. That's for sure.
The guy growing out of another guy. Like, what else was I supposed to say?
Also, just to be clear, the defenses of this town are large stacks of crushed cars They kind of surround, and there's only one way. It kind of lines up like interlocking, but open. So they gotta go like in and around to get into the town.
I'll go.
Do you want anyone to come with you?
No.
Okay.
So what I'm hearing is Kenny has the ability to knock a hole in the wall because Kenny has the anti-car weapon.
I think the thing is that'd be over like probably 10,000 pounds. The repulsion glove would not do much to move that.
We jump up to the top and punch the top car and just fling it into the city.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think it's a very good idea for a cat lady to go in by herself because I think you need somebody with you. And I think Bird Boy is the best one to go because I think trying to fly you out is better than you trying to run past 300 freakoids. They're crazy looking things.
We wouldn't make it very far anyway.
If
even
you don't,
flying.
if you don't want me to hear what's going on, I can keep my distance.
What is the guy inside your head think, Veda? What does he think? You talk to him? You should talk to him.
He can just turn me into a bird or something. It'll be fine.
I can, but it would be a lot easier to just have, someone who can do it automatically. You can have Kenny stand a ways away and you can run to him and then he can take you out. Or you can have him right beside you. Why is it that you don't want anybody to come with you is my bigger question.
Because it's dangerous, and if I made it the mess anyway, I should just go in and try to fix it.
So fixing a mess is creating a bigger mess? Is that your option?
No. I'll get a few good punches on that stupid thing first anyway.
Don't underestimate something.
I bet I could kill the smaller one. Then he'll have a dead thing hanging out of his stomach forever.
You're cutting out, man.
You're cutting
I
out
lost
bad.
you.
I think you might be underestimating them.
I'll just talk to him, and if he wants to be shady, that's his fault.
Veda, you know I am quite old, correct?
Yeah?
Well-
All elves are old. I've never seen a young elf, I don't think. Except a half elf.
Except, here's something for you. Silence and Dust are almost 120 years old.
You just know that by looking at him?
I've been around for a long time. Did you not just hear that?
You know everybody?
I know a lot of people, Veda.
Fine, fine. Kenny will go with me.
Why is it that you think that somebody who is 120 years old and still looks quite capable of, doing things to people is someone to be taken lightly?
I don't. That's why I wanted to bring the other army in here. But now everyone's like, oh no, we should just leave him.
Again, they'll kill you too.
Well, not if I call him on the radio. And then we're not here.
So you're going to call them on the radio, and then they kill everybody in the town?
Well, I would kind of hope we could sneak in.
Oh, so
And get
you
people
will be
out.
killed then.
Well, not if were sneaky.
And how many times has that been effective for you in the past?
It was really effective in the carnival, and all of a sudden, everything went crazy. I wasn't caught.
Didn't you go down and Boone brought you back?
That was after everything went crazy. Me and Elaine and Karl were like, we were being super stealthy. Then I bit a guy.
Okay.
I forgot you guys
Again.
were being quiet. We just shot everyone.
Yeah,
It-
yeah,
it's
we were
up-
doing great in
It's
that.
up to you what you want to do, but it doesn't matter.
Fine, Kenny can go with me.
All
I
right.
would hope so.
So, how big is this town? Can while you guys are going in there, can Gadget and I drive around and just kind of scout the outside of the town? Like do a
It would probably
circle?
take you about 20 minutes to go around the outside of the town. Probably like 10.
All right, so we could probably do a couple.
I've been around the town. I mean, like, there's. I assume the walls are still intact, Madison.
The walls are still intact, yes.
Yeah, I did a lap while y'all were inside. The walls are still intact.
All right, so no weak spots we can kind of, I don't know.
None that appeared obvious.
All right. You two, before it gets dark, we should get you going and see if you can make a deal for a couple of them. If we can get some more intel on our side, then we can maybe do your plan, Cat Lady, and get an army and take these creepoids out. But you guys need to try and save the people. Oh, wait, one more thing, though. Bird Boy and I forgot to tell you, high fives, the letter's been delivered.
Oh my. What was it?
I don't know. She looked kind of angry. Now I feel bad and I want to apologize.
But
Maybe it was like a congratulations, 5 years being mayor.
I don't
It
think so.
wasn't. She
Like an
looked
anniversary letter.
she looked insulted. We need to apologize. I feel bad.
Yeah. I feel like Wackiest doesn't like her very much, but that's besides the point. We did our job. We delivered the letter. You guys get a ring, and I get me 20 tokens.
I don't want her to die without knowing what that letter actually was, because if she thinks it was from us, that's bad.
I'm sure he signed it.
He did. It also had like a wax seal of his own thing.
Kenny both does not know he
Signed
signed it
Kenny.
and is not that smart that a seal might mean something.
Yeah, he signed Veda's name to it.
What? Oh shit. Yeah, we'll get whoever we can.
All right. Gadget and I'll be waiting for you. Do we have any shortwave radios that you guys can...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like
Kenny can-
everyone. I have one.
Yeah, if you leave it on, they can hear our whole conversation.
Excellent. That way we'll know if you guys are in trouble. Not that we could probably do much, but at least we could try something.
I grab something and kind of pin it on. So
Yes.
like I don't need to have my hand in my pocket or something.
You want to give that to me real quick?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
there you
you
go.
could actually do it. Here. Pull out an elastic band.
Okay, so Gadget fixes it up for you, so it's just an always on type of thing.
At least make it a
It'll
Maybe you
click
switch.
in
click
and
it up and
click
it
out.
stays on.
Yeah,
and then
make
you
it a
act like
switch so I can choose if it's on or off.
Immediately the radio, like the battery dies.
You have to choose whether it's on or off, and there's radio on the same channel once you go inside, and it's just like, "Eee!"
Huh,
Oh my
this
God.
is weird.
My one good ear.
How did that happen?
Oh
It just as a
no.
coincidence. As soon as we came into town, it started happening. I don't know.
Blame the
Technology.
cat
Yeah, maybe
lady.
it's
I was in here and it was fine.
His is now a toggle switch.
Okay, so you guys listen, and if we're being turned into mummies, then you know we're being turned into mummies.
That doesn't sound like it'll help us much.
Let's
No.
Did y'all
they'll
see
just-
anybody getting turned into mummies in there?
we'll be able to
This is
get
probably
out.
gonna matter.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Worst case scenario, I guess we're going to see how this truck runs over free coins, right, Gadget?
That's what we should have done in the beginning.
Oh, did y'all see anybody that looks like mummies or being turned into mummies?
No, nothing like that.
Nope. There wasn't many people, but the people I seen just looked like they're being used as workers.
And they're not treating them very well. I mean, that was quite obvious. I mean, they got no freedom. They're not allowed to talk. If they talk, they get smacked. It's not good.
All right. So, Veda and Kenny, are you heading in?
Yep.
Yep.
I feel like Veda's very excited. All
Trying to
right.
look up the last time I talked to Silence and Dust in case I forgot something.
It was quite some time ago.
It was quite some time ago. Looking through.
You'll be more prepared than our dungeon master.
What does that mean?
You don't
No,
have
that was
notes.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I remember what they talked about. I literally legit remember the entire conversation. It's pretty good.
That is much better than my brain.
I remember that she had a conversation.
Doesn't matter. You remember what you remember, and that's all there is to it. Anyway, so you start heading in, and once again, these guys start like waving at you, and the smiles creep up on their faces. And they go like one raise, it's like, "Hi." You just bare your teeth at them.
I say hi back. Hi.
I can't hear.
I'm cut out, Matt.
And you start walking into town. As you approach, you start hearing more of the sermon. And he glances up and sees you coming towards him, Veda, and he's like, "Ah, look, the one who made this all possible. Welcome, Veda. Welcome to the new home of the children of the end. My children, show her our appreciation." And literally, you are surrounded by all of these creatures, and they all fall down to their knees and start bowing down to you.
She's a god.
That's not what was supposed to happen.
What do you mean?
You were just supposed to go to the bunker, right?
We did go to the bunker. We got the technology that we were looking for. And then we came here, and we immediately got rejected by the people. So we did some strategy, and we managed to take over. And now this is our home. Instead of that filthy abandoned warehouse we used to live in, we now live in an actual town. And we can kick out people like you. People like him. We can be the ones who show prejudice and malice towards people, instead of them treating us like the trash that they think we are. See? Look at the people working. Any deformities or defects that you can see on them? No, you do not. They are regular humans, orcs, half-orcs, what have you. This is the way that it should be. I understand that you might not agree with our ways, but we have been downtrodden and beaten for too long, and this is the way that the children of the end will raise their town to believe.
Are you still taking people?
I don't know what you mean.
Kenny can leave if you want us to just have that talk.
If you choose to continue down this path, things are going to go very differently between us. If you so choose to accept our thanks, things can go very well for you.
I don't regret helping my family, but I just need to know what the whole cost was.
Cost was, there was a small war between our army of 350 and versus the army that was in Foolshope. Some of them escaped, some of them have been turned into slaves, and others died for the cause of war. War causes all sorts of different outcomes. This outcome happened to be in our favor, but ask yourself this question. If the army of this town had wiped out us, would you have cared at all?
No.
Exactly. That is what your kind thinks of us.
If it had been before my brother, I would have cared.
I
But
don't
then you
think you
showed
would have.
me. I would
You
have.
see us and instantly think, monster. That's the way you treated us when you first came to see us as well. You thought, monsters.
Me
Then-
and what was his name? We tried to be friends. It wasn't Mo. Mo was the other.
Oh, so you've killed more like us.
Oh no, Mo.
No, I didn't kill Mo. Anyway, I understand your position, but we're not gonna. You won't tell me what you did and where you were going to do. I just want to know if the surrounding people are safe.
We choose to expand our land, as it happened in all throughout history. Have you read the history books, Veda?
I went to school. You might have seen my school when you went down there.
The pile of rubble?
Yeah.
Yes, I did not. The history books talk of war in the past. Rome, Greece, all the different eras, the different ones who reigned throughout the years. What did they do when they wanted to expand? What did they have to do when they wanted to expand?
Well, there's not much around you for miles you can just build.
Yes, for now. But what happens when more are born like us? And more get kicked out of towns all around? As we would have this town as well.
So you just... It's really just a war until you're only the ones left?
Until we are accepted as humans, as people. Yes. Your friend then. Yes, he only has a very slight mutation. But how has he been treated through his life? You, speak up. Tell me, my child, how have you been treated?
Not well.
And you, Veda, how were you treated when you grew up, without having any physical mutations?
My family was pretty well respected, actually.
You don't see a problem with that?
Well, there weren't a lot of mutated people underground. They kind of avoided the whole thing.
And when you first saw a mutated person, what was your thought?
I thought Kenny was an Eric Cochra that just didn't grow all its feathers.
Oh, so a defect, correct?
Yeah, but not like in a I'm gonna murder him way.
Yes, but coming from the bunker, was that really the way of dealing with things?
No, there wasn't a lot of violence in the bunker. Just a little bit. But... Anyway, I'm here for Dodd and Marina and Eric and the crazy lady.
Why only those four? What makes them special?
They helped me out when I didn't know anything. They're good people.
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, +1! +1, baby! 18.
You got this.
So happy about a +1.
Yay, it could have been a 16.
I'll tell you what. As thanks for giving us what we have now, you can pick two.
They're all here?
They're all here. They're all working. They are our builders, the ones who are going to help expand our empire. As the Egyptians did with the Israelites, and as many more countless armies did with their slaves.
You're really old, right?
Yes.
And you read about all this stuff, so why are you burning the books?
Because they teach of things that are no longer around, no longer relevant to our new society. They know nothing of mutants, they know nothing of the apocalypse, they know nothing of what's here and now. My children need to be taught of the now. They can't be living in the past with different situations, different morals.
I really owe Eric. Kenny, what do you think?
I'll do you one better. And he kind of looks around the crowd. Blake, do me a favor. Run and grab Raina, Dodd, Farla, and Eric. I feel like Gar knows what's coming.
Are we about to fight?
Are they gonna kill the ones that we don't take?
So, Blake stands up. Well, what you would assume is Blake stands up and he starts running through town. Silence says to you, it's like, you'll have to give him a moment there. Scattered.
Do you mind if we discuss this for a second? Privately?
You have until they get back.
So I kind of guide Veda away. I don't think we need to save Karl.
I mean, I didn't know her that well, but I mean, that's the only one I knew by name. Does she deserve this?
Do Gar and Gadget have a way to like badoop you? Badoop.
You can badoop me.
No,
but you
because they've
can't
got the
badoop
line
Kenny.
open.
You can. I have a radio too, so you can badoop my
Unless
radio.
you're on a different frequency.
Oh shit,
They
you're
do-
right.
Right.
Okay, so we have no way to interject. Okay, no worries.
No, you can just listen.
No, unless they let us.
Yeah,
Far-
well, unless you contact us. That's right. Okay.
Nobody deserves this fate, but the other three have done more than her. If we have to choose two, I don't think she should be one of them.
I wasn't really like I didn't want to be rude, but yeah. Marla's a gnome, right? Or a halfling?
He's a rock.
Rock gnome. Eric's a human?
He is a wood elf. Wait, I could be.
God's a half orc.
Are
Morena's.
we basing it on race now?
I'm thinking if like worst comes to worst and we do like army versus army, the humans would have a higher chance of making it out and being alive. Even though it was a small chance, it's still a better chance.
Veda is a god.
Eric is a wood elf, yes. Dodd is a half orc. Farla is a rock gnome. Morena is a human.
I don't think Kenny has had much to do with Eric.
I mean, he's like the one she knows the best because she constantly checked in with the.
But I
the
think
bunker
it was
babies.
that was Robin most of the time because Kenny wasn't around.
Yeah, probably. Or the fake Kenny.
Well, yeah, I'm not counting that as me though, because it wasn't. I don't want to leave Morena the way she looked after that letter. It didn't look good, but I don't want to leave Dodd either.
As you guys are kind of discussing this, you see 4 people and Blake on their way back. Well,
How do they look?
they look dirty, kind of beaten a little bit.
Emancipated?
Emancipated?
Emaciated.
Is that like
Emaciated.
starving?
I was like, emancipated, I think is the wrong word.
Emancipated is they're free.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Soon to be emancipated. Emaciated.
No, they don't look they look like they probably haven't eaten in a day or two, but not like completely.
Quinn.
Yeah. Anyway, so they all start walking towards you. When all of them see you, they kind of like light up a little bit, and then they see Silence kind of smiling, and they immediately lose their happiness. Anyway, so as they walk up to you, Blake's like, I got him. They're all here now. We're good. And Silence like, excellent. Now, just so you all are aware of the situation, Veda, she's kind of the reason that this all happened. But Veda has come here to accept her gift from us. And I so generously have offered Veda 2 people from this town. And now she has decided 2 of you 4 are going to be set free. So Veda, why don't you tell which ones of these lucky 4 get to go home? And all of them kind of like stare at you and are like, they are aware that they can't really speak without getting in trouble. So they all have like begging looking faces going on right now, like kind of putting their hands together and like shaking back and forth. Very sad looking, very anxious. Well, Veda, which one will it be? Who is the first one that you are going to take with you? I'm sure the suspense is just killing them.
You know, the world might have made you this way. But you are a monster. In your very soul.
Say what you will about me. I've seen the way you act as well. like falls down to his knees and just starts crying and like crawls over to your feet.
We kind of like, Kenny, will you help
Yeah,
him out?
I help him up.
And Dodd, Morena, and Farla like start openly weeping. Who is it going to be?
What would you want for all of them?
That wasn't a choice. This is a gift. Take it or leave it.
You stepped over my family's home to get this. I could at least get 4 people.
Roll a persuasion check.
Come on, that last one was so good. 10.
You're right. I did enter your home. I took whatever I wanted. At this moment in time, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I will allow you 3. Tell which one of these people, which one deserves to stay here. Which one of these people deserves to live a life of slavery? Go on, Veda. Tell them.
I'm sorry, Farla.
Is Farla the one staying here?
Yes.
Morena and Dodd, you're free to go. Farla. Blake. And Blake, uh-oh.
What?
I see that I have no internet right now, so I might lose it.
I thought your internet was so good, Madison.
Well, my internet is good. It's just the Ethernet cable I have sometimes doesn't work. He says, Blake, and he gives him like a quick nod. And Blake stands up behind Farla and snaps her neck. Now, take your gift and leave.
Come on.
I take the 3 kind of under my wings and start leading them out or walking them out.
I'm sure we'll meet again, Veda. But for now, thank you for this privilege. And all of the people, as you're walking away, are all bowing down to you again.
Doesn't touch him. Just digs her nails into her palms as she goes.
You head out of town with Dodd, Morena, and Eric. And as they head out of town, you guys are you going to pick them up again, or what's going on?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
we're gonna pick them up.
Okay. And just to be clear, like, did you heard all of that? Is that
We
how
heard.
things were going?
We heard everything.
Okay.
We just couldn't badoop them. Badoop, badoop, badoop.
Have those two met anyone from Foolshope?
Gadget probably knows these people.
And Gar would have maybe passed through. He wasn't really familiar with Foolshope, so.
Yeah, Gadget would have been.
How does
through
Veda?
before.
How does Veda look on the way back to the car?
Not great. Not great.
So, after Kenny gets the 3 in, and he kind of quietly asks Veda, "Are you okay?"
No.
Just for the record, we are moving.
Yeah, no, I figured.
He asked that right before we got in.
And we all
And-
fit.
Yeah, you all fit. There's
Kenny
7
makes
seats.
sure Veda gets in first, and he gets in last.
That fucking psycho guy is still with us. We were taking him to the doctor. Has he just been in the car the whole time?
Right.
Karsten?
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Yes, I guess he is still in the car.
Here's your doctor,
If there's
Karsten.
7 seats, 8 people can squish in.
Yeah.
Veda, that was
Well,
rough.
thank you. I'm glad I was able to find a doctor.
Yeah. You're welcome.
But you know what, Veda, to make you feel a little bit better, it sounds like they killed Farla. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing that could have happened to her.
We're here for you, Veda.
You made the best choice you could in the situation you had.
What I'm proud of most, Veda, you kept your cool. I bet you wanted to rip that guy to shreds. Bet you wanted to punch the crap out of him.
Going to.
But you kept your cool and you saved these 3 people. By the way, I'm Gar. I know you, Morena. I don't know who you are. I'll call you half-orc.
Can I ask why you all delivered me that letter today of all days?
He didn't know what was
What
in it. We
was
needed.
in the letter?
It literally just said, Morena LaCroix, you can go suck eggs. Signed, Wackiest.
Well, there
He
you go.
made us deliver that to get a ring that will save Elaine.
He's kind of crazy.
Why did you do...
We didn't
From-
know.
I wanted to just pretend to deliver it, but this little goblin made us actually do it.
Morena, you know Wackius. Obviously, you know him, right? You know him.
I mean, I met him forever ago. We
Hey.
had like a falling out, but yeah,
He's a crazy lunatic wizard.
whatever.
So don't
Veda,
take
you-
it too seriously.
Kenny's
thank you
gonna
very
try
much
to give
for
Veda a
picking me,
hug if
but
she
are
lets
you
him.
okay?
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Morena.
He said that you did this.
I traded where my bunker used to be so that they would let my brother go.
But your bunker's like right beside us. You didn't.
It wasn't.
this had
They were just
happened?
supposed to go there and go back home.
I mean, I guess we could have been a little bit nicer to them when they came to town, but like, we didn't think this would happen.
What did they want when they came to town?
I don't really know. I wasn't really a part of it. Dodd kind of speaks up and she's like, well, you see, they, honestly, they just didn't look like they were upstanding citizens, to say the least. And it was kind of like, we stopped them at the gates and were asking them what was going on, and they kept on just saying over and over again, we just want to come in. and like they didn't state their business or anything. They just kept on saying, "We just want to come in," and it's like, well, no, you got to be doing something here. So we sent them away, and then they came back with about like 300 of them, and our militia force is only about 40, and we didn't stand a chance.
Kenny is in such a conflicted mindset with all of this.
Sorry you had to
Do
go
you know
through
who
that.
got
What was that? Sorry.
I was asking from the conversation, it sounded like some people got away. Do you know who escaped?
Oh, no, we didn't really keep a tally. And like we weren't really allowed to communicate with each other. Whenever we did, we would get hit or something, or something worse.
How many of the townsfolk are left?
Again, we haven't really been able to communicate with each other. They keep us pretty well separated. In my group, there was about 10. Moraine is like, in my group, there was about, I'd say 25. So that's 35 in town at least. Eric's like, I was in a group of 5. So 40 at the bare minimum.
Well, we were hoping if we got you out that we would get a little intel so we could help the rest of the town. So, Morena, how long you been the mayor of Foolshope?
20
Sorry.
years.
So you're talking real quiet, Morena, like you're whispering in my ear almost.
About 10 years or 20 years.
Okay, so the way we're seeing the outside, Gadget has taken a lap around the Foolshope. It's just the one way in, one way out. You got no secret passages or nothing. We could sneak in and get people out.
No, that was the way we were able to always stay defended, is we only had the one entrance. But again, when they rush with that many people, it's kind of hard to defend it.
Yeah, I get that.
And they were all just running in on all fours. It was creepy.
So we go with my plan. Actually, how far away was the spot that they used to take up, the old pharmaceutical building?
It was near Ecstacity.
We should go to their old base and see what they might have left there. I want to know what they're doing to people.
Well, I think, first of all, we need to get rid of this guy. And I point to Karsten.
I like Karsten.
We
How
can't.
are you
I
doing,
like you too.
How are you doing, Carson?
Oh, I'm doing great now that the doctor is stitching up my wound. I just want to get back to work.
You know,
Well, I think
Karsten,
obviously now that we have a bunch of people, we need to go back out to Misery and drop off all these people.
Yeah, maybe Dash came back from his affair.
That was a joke. We should go back to Elaine.
Yeah, we should not take every person we find on like a 2-day trip out of the way.
I mean, he's kind of trying to build up like a city, you know. He needs more people. If he didn't abandon it for his love.
How are we doing on gas?
You haven't gone through one tank yet, but you still have those jerry cans in the back.
Okay, cool.
Is there anywhere else we can refill it? Or do we need to go back?
Then we have to go to the Wizards.
We
Right.
definitely need to go to the Wizards because we need our tokens. And you get your ring for your friend Elaine.
Not that wizard, but okay.
But we don't have to go back. I mean, we could drop them off somewhere else.
You could ask them where they want to go. Although I was hoping that they were going to say they wanted to help their friends.
Morena, You're a human.
Yes.
You can talk to the angel guys. Tell them your town was taken over. And they need to go help.
I mean, I can, yeah, but like, there's more than just humans in that town.
That
And
would
if
be-
they're going to go there, they're going to wipe everyone out.
I don't know how else to get rid of 300 super mutants that plan on expanding.
There's a few ways you could do it. You could always poison them.
But how
All
could
of
you
them?
poison them without poisoning the innocents?
I'm sure they don't share all the spoils with their slaves.
And would you get all 300 before they notice people getting sick?
Probably not.
And then they would
But you
kill the
want a way
slaves.
to lessen their numbers. Maybe. Depends on how you made it happen.
I think we need to
Yes.
talk to somebody a lot smarter than the rest of us here. I think that's what we need to do.
It's probably Ilaria.
Well, you can speak for yourself, but I'm not stupid.
No, but are you
Eh.
like a war general? Have you been in like wars? Because that's what this is going to be. It's going to be a war zone of some sort.
I've survived this long on the surface.
I've been in battles, but like not giant ones like this, but I have been in quite a few. This is Dodd, by the way, in case you can't tell by the major change in my
Oh,
voice.
I thought it was Eric.
I can tell. It's
So, like, I mean, I can help, but not much. I'm good with a gun. Oh, they have my. Never mind.
what?
They have my gun.
We can get you a different one.
It was specially made for me, but whatever.
A
Well, that's the
gun is
least of
better
your
than no
worries
gun.
there.
How secured is your gun? And how special is your gun?
It was just a shotgun with a blade on the end of it, but I liked it.
Okay.
A woman's allowed to be attached to her gun.
I guess.
That was Nathan laughing, not Kenny.
I didn't say you weren't. It was just an allocation of resources, and there might be a way to get it if it was would change the tide.
Yeah, oh, it won't.
Plus,
I
we have
mean,
to go
I
back
could-
into Freakville
could-
to get it.
I could get another one, but I mean, it was my gun. Anyway, thank you, by the way, Veda. I know it wasn't an easy choice picking me, but I'm glad you did.
I'm sorry I couldn't help more.
You helped enough.
You guys do realize, of course, that Silence and Dust set it up that way to make you feel terrible, right? You know that, right? I mean,
Told you he was
he's-
terrible. We shouldn't have talked to
Exactly.
them in the first place.
At least we got some people though, Veda.
exactly.
If we
Had you
didn't
not
talk, we
done
couldn't
that-
have saved anybody.
Exactly. And now we have got 3 people who are on the inside that might be able to give us some information that could save more. In the
And-
meantime, we need to get back to the wizard and get your ring.
And even if we can't save more, at least these 3 are safe.
Better than 0.
Do we have to go to Ecstacity first?
Over where? Like, this is where does Veda want to go?
We can drop them off at a different city or town.
What's wrong with Ecstacity?
Why don't you want to go to Ecstacity is my question.
Is that where Wackius is?
Yes.
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 Veda, say yes, quickly.
It sure is.
It's also where Elaine.
Why don't you want to go to Ecstacity, Veda? What is there that you don't want to see?
I know the answer, I just can't say it.
Same.
Wait. What am I missing?
Please. Marina, Eric, do you have family somewhere else? Friends?
I mean, my only family was my brother, and I mean, we all know what happened there. But I don't know about these guys. Eric's like, well, I lost touch with my family ever since the bombs. So I'm assuming they're all dead. And Marina's like, well, I mean, my only family was running the town, to be honest. So kind of threw myself into my job, but it was all right. But I mean, I didn't really get a chance to, settle down, get married, pop out a couple.
Right. So anywhere is fine.
I mean, I'd prefer a settlement, not just in the middle of nowhere.
What else is... I forget. Demon Arm is a lot further away, right?
Demon Arm is about halfway to Misery, yes.
There's
And it's
Demon
in the
Arm.
opposite. It's in the opposite direction of where we need to go, Veda.
Ecstacity is the best place we can go right now.
Yeah. Because that's where my 20 tokens are and your ring. I don't know how many times I got to say this.
Nobody cares about your damn tokens.
I care about my damn tokens, bird boy.
Hey,
Veda,
he cares about his token.
I understand that you don't want to face her. You don't have to talk to her if you're going to Ecstacity.
You'll know.
You don't have to tell anyone.
It's their business is to know. They'll know.
All right.
But for the record, the current direction we are heading is back to Ecstacity.
Right, the driver. As she's having this argument with us, we pull into the city.
She's a little preoccupied.
It takes you a few hours to get there.
Please.
All right, cat lady, you're going to have to give us an explanation here. What is it that's stopping us from going back to Ecstacity when there's so many things you need from Ecstacity?
Like Elaine, like the ring.
Like his tokens.
That's besides the point. Not really.
As my sister's there.
We don't
That's
need
family.
we don't need to face
She'll
her.
know. Because they'll tell everyone and they'll know.
Isn't your sister your family?
If she's gonna find out, she'll find out either way, Veda. We don't need to face her.
No, she won't. If we go somewhere else. And they all live somewhere else.
Word does travel out here,
So-
even out here.
Just to be clear, Veda, you would rather take these people to a different town that has less opportunities because you're afraid that your sister's going to find out about what happened. Even though we have to go back to Ecstacity to where your sister is so that we can get the ring for Elaine.
I mean,
can-
Veda, if you'd like, Los Angeles isn't that bad of a place.
Yeah.
It's a little bit further than Ecstacity, but it's an option. Still in Guichet territory, if that means anything to you.
Los Angeles. I'll owe you whatever you want in the future, whatever money we make. I won't take any of it.
You're gonna have to face your sister eventually.
But not like
Hold on.
this.
So, what exactly are you afraid of, Veda? Are you afraid of showing up at your sister's doorstep with people whose lives you just saved? Because it sounds like the only issue you have going to Ecstacity right now is the fact that we've got a carload of passengers. Because I don't think you're planning on leaving Elaine to rot in Ecstacity.
Oh,
From
we
now
can just
till-
drop by. And they can go set up a veterinarian, be a mercenary, be a politician. They can live their lives, and Carlson can do paperwork.
Karsten.
Karsten.
She's not worried about going to Ecstacity. She's worried about her sister finding out what happened in Foolshope.
What happened in Foolshope is not your fault, Veda. What happened in Foolshope is Silence and Dust making excuses why they wanted to take over a whole settlement, a whole town, and make things better for themselves. Don't put that on yourself.
And you never need to face anything alone. We do always have your back, Veda.
Marina, Dot, Eric, I know it was my fault, but could you not tell anyone at the spa or anyone else about it?
I mean, we don't blame you at all.
'Cause-
Well, it's not like we know anybody in Ecstacity, really.
It's their.
Kind of just be starting over.
I hope if you talk about it, they'll hear about it. It's what they do.
Okay, well, let's try and keep quiet about it, but like, it's gonna come out eventually. It's kind of a big story, and people are going to find out. Fool's Hope wasn't exactly a hip happening place, but it was a town that people could go to.
Okay.
But again, all they're going to know is that the Silence and Dusk took over the city.
No one needs to know that you sent them to the bunker. That nobody will know that.
Actually, Veda, if we think about it this way, it might be a good thing that people find out that Silence and Dust took over that city. Because when they find out what their plans are, we might not have to do anything. They might deal with that themselves.
Yeah. I want to know for sure that they're taken care of. I mean, I guess if you say that part, that's fine. But not that I knew or that I made a deal. Please.
I think you're making a bigger deal about it than it is. The deal you made had nothing to do with Fool's Hope, and it had everything to do with Silence and Dust and his big plans, or their big plans. Creepers, I tell you.
Just for now, if that part can be kept out. And I'll owe you all a favor.
You're talking to the townsfolk, or are you talking to the other people? Okay.
I'm assuming she's not saying she owes us a favor.
Yeah, like I said, it's fine. We won't bring it up.
Fine.
All right. All right. So you guys head out on your way to Ecstacity to get your rewards from Wackius and finally save Elaine from the dungeon of the spa.
Yay!
Anyway, I think that's where we're going to call it for the night. Thank you all for joining us. If you have joined us, the video will also be uploaded later to YouTube. Feel free to watch more because there's now 35 things on YouTube, 36,
Something like that.
including the other stuff too.
Well, there'll be 34 with Q&A then. I think there's 37 total.
Oh
Yeah,
my
something
god.
like that. Yeah, there's 37 like freaking
Damn.
4-hour-long videos on YouTube. You got lots of content to go through. Anyway, hope everybody has a great evening, and we will see you all next week because Shattered Earth is back, baby.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Have a good night, guys.
Yo.
God loves you.